Welcome to the Mediocre to Magnificent podcast. I'm your co-host, Braxton Matson, and your host, Lee A. Williams, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in because you are what makes this pure magnificence. You are the ripple effect of magnificence, and we are going to bring you a message that will give you insight, inspire you, motivate you, and challenge you to not only grow in your magnificence, but let you know that you are magnificent in everything you do. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. Lee, man,
Yes, sir.
it's good to see you, man.
It's good seeing you.
I feel like I ain't seen you in forever, man.
Feels that way.
I think it's just because of the way we've been doing the recordings.
Yeah,
And we just got, it's summertime, so you got stuff going on.
got stuff.
I got stuff going
Man,
on.
you know what the summer brings, buddy.
It does. It's fun, though. It's fun. I've been actually, it's flown by really fast.
Really. And it's sad,
Really
it's sad for the kids. School starts back.
I know,
it seems
man.
like early.
We're already getting Gavin back ready going to school because he's doing a different school, like a private school this year coming up.
Yeah.
So like working on his math
Yeah.
and everything. But yeah,
Why do you
man,
think school's coming back so early, man?
I don't know. I don't. It's so weird. This year's been so fast.
Yeah.
This summer for sure.
Look up and summer's over.
Yeah, man. Time. It's a valuable resource.
It's a
Use it
vibe.
wisely.
That's right.
But yeah, man, I've got a story.
Let's
I've
hear
got a story today. And it deals with rafting.
Oh, wow.
So this is right in your wheelhouse, man. And you've done this one. You said you've guided it too?
Yeah.
So this would be perfect. So we had planned out a bunch of trips over the summer. And one of them was doing a rafting trip.
Right.
With the kids.
Right.
Because they've never done rafting before.
Yeah.
Like rafting to them is tubing and Helen. So if y'all know, if anybody's gone to Helen to do tubing, y'all know it's a completely different
float.
So Candace had planned this trip out.
Yeah.
And it was with Outland Outfitters who we went with.
Yeah.
Really cool facility.
Yeah.
Like I've never done rafting with them.
Yeah.
I've done it with NOC and I've done it with one other rafting group at this place, but not this one. So it was a new experience for me from that perspective.
Wow.
But I have done the Ocoee middle section, which is what we were doing.
Wow. So let me hold on, let me just ask this question. So you've already set it up.
Yeah.
So the kids have done a float on
Floating. Like
And then-
not even having to wear life PFDs, let's put it that way.
PFD. And you take them to Middle of Cody.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I didn't really know exactly which one we were doing until like 2 weeks before.
Oh wow.
Because I was like, which one are we doing? Are we doing the Ocoee? And I can't remember, because I've done like 3 other ones.
Yeah, you've done a couple now.
I've done 3, and I've done this one with the men's church group. And when I realized we were doing this one, I'm like,
Like walking down the ramp?
like, are we really, like, because I was like, have we done this one before? Because you remember we did, was it Pigeon with Candace?
We did the pigeon.
I thought we were doing that one. I'm like, oh man, that's an easy one. That's fun.
That's easy, yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that one. You can get out and float around in that thing. But when I realized we're doing the middle Ocoee, I'm like,
How did the kids handle walking down that ramp, man?
oh no, it gets
before that, okay. Let's build it up. So we get there. We get to the outfitter.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I'm like, man, this is a nice spot right here. They got a nice setup. And you know the process. You check in, and they're turning it fast. Like they got a lot of rafts.
Yeah.
So you get in. They're like, okay, because we get there an hour. They say get there an hour before. So we're there about an hour before. We get there.
Yeah.
First off, we get there, show up, and one of the guys is like, "Oh, are you guys here for the rafting?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're here for the raft." It's like, "Oh, okay." They thought we were going on the one at 10.
Yeah.
So we're like rushing. We're thinking we got to go now. I'm like, well, we got an hour. Like, why are we what? Yeah. So it's just we just need to go check in. Yeah. But we get to check in, and the guy's like, okay, go into the double door garage area and go grab your helmet, your life jacket, and your paddle. Yeah. So it's like rotation, like, and they're telling you, okay, grab a paddle, grab a life jacket, grab a helmet, and then meet outside by that raft out there. And it's like, turning it.
Like, boom.
And I'm like, I get it.
It's summertime. High volume.
You got to get them out and go. That's how it works. And I'm like, I got 2 kids, have never been rafting before.
Yeah. And they're asking, what about this? What about that?
But it was so, they were cool about it. The kids were cool about it. They got the life jackets. They're helping us out with just getting everything set up on the life jacket, make sure everything's tight and everything's secure and all that. Yeah. And then we're the typical raft guide where they have the raft out there and you surround the raft and they tell you what to do, what not to do.
Right.
And everything like that, which was cool. And the guy was super cool about it. And he's sitting there, he's telling them how to put your feet in the raft, where to sit, sit on the tunnel, the middle section, because that's more support for the raft, not for you. Sit on the side, how to put your feet in so you don't fall out.
Right.
How to hold the T grip.
Right.
That was a key point. Make sure you hold the T grip. And he looks over at Gavin. And Gavin's just like, he's like watching him. And he was like, sir, you got your helmet on backwards. And it was so funny because the helmets they have, some of them are like, you don't know what's the front and what's the back. Yeah, and it was a funny moment. But then he asks, is anybody afraid of falling out of a raft? And like a couple people, they raised their hand. And he was like, y'all have nothing to worry about. He's like, I've never seen anybody fall out of a raft, but I have seen people get violently ejected out of a raft. And it's so funny because they like play with it and they want to like see your reaction. Because you got to know, like as a raft guide, you got to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So you play, like I get with, they're trying to understand who they have and how they need to handle the raft. Mm-hmm. And then it gets even better because we get on the bus and it's packed, like it's full house. We got 9 rafts on the top of this thing.
That's intense.
The best part is we get to go up. We don't come down to the middle of Kobe. We go up. So we get to see every single rapid before we even get in the water.
Oh, man. Terrorizing you.
And the guy that was naming them out and saying like all the stuff about him, he was our guide coming down. And he was really cool, man. The guy was, especially with us, because the thing was we were supposed to have 7 people. Like it was supposed to be Candace, me, and the kids with her sister and her family. Yeah. Well, last minute, like it was a fluke thing. Like they weren't feeling good. She wasn't feeling good. Yeah. So they had to. They couldn't do it.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, well, that's fine. We'll do it next time. Like, make sure we're going to plan it again. And so it's just us and the kids. And as we're riding on the bus, the guides are figuring out, okay, who's getting who on the raft. And we're in our own raft. Like, we don't have
Anybody else?
anybody.
You were it, buddy.
I'm it. Me and Candace, we're it.
Y'all in the front?
Oh, no, it was me. Me and Gavin were in the front.
Okay.
I wanted to get Mackenzie and Gavin in the front.
Right.
But Mackenzie was like, nah. So I was like, okay, I'll get in the front. So it was me and Gavin in the front. I was on the, if you were going down river, I'm on the left, he's on the right. Max behind me, and Candace is on the other side behind Gavin. Right in the front. Like, we're not in the back.
Yeah.
You know?
2 fronters.
But we're going up this thing, and I'm going to name them out as we're going up to, so it's like from last to first rapid that we got to do. And there's like 15 of them. So the first one, which is going to be the last one, is Powerhouse. And then you got Hellhole. That's a fun one. And then you've got Diamond Splitter, Table Saw. The Flipper's another one. Double Trouble, Double Suck, Broken Nose, Grumpy's Rapids, and there's a couple more of them in there that are kind of like both of them. But as he's naming them out, he's like, yeah, this is class 3, this is class 4, and you know, I think the highest one is what, a 6? Like Niagara Falls or something?
Yeah, 6 is
They tell you
Niagara,
that, but you're never rafting that. But like class 3 and 4 are pretty frequent, and you know, they're high ones. And when they saw what we were about to do, they were like you saw their eyes get big.
Yeah.
It's like,
we said they're like the kids, or Candace too.
Like no, Candace was good. She was good with it.
She was.
Yeah. But the kids, like, when they saw the first one, they were like, it's like, we're going down that?
We're going down that. And what was you, like, were you adding to their stress?
Oh, no, I wasn't. I was trying to encourage them, like, yeah, it's fun, man. Like, just wait. And, you know, they're asking about the water temp. Yeah. I guarantee you, if you ever do a rafting trip, the water temperature is the last thing you worry about. Yeah. It's like your adrenaline's going so much, you don't even really realize how cold the water is. Yeah. You know? But we get to the drop in, and you know this. I know this. But as we come around the corner, the guide goes, and this is the biggest one we're going to do today. And it's the dam. Like the dam backdrop. And one of the ladies turns her head, and it looks like petrified. Are we doing that? I start laughing. Like, these guys are a trip. Because you can't, you can't, yeah, there's no way. Now, he did tell us there was something happened this year, some legal thing, and they were able to actually, if they wanted to, drop down that thing. And there was a few guides that got a raft, and they actually went down that dam. And I was like, well, yeah, that's sketchy. Because if you look at pictures when they bring it back, all the rock formations and stuff that you can't see, I'm like, man, they gotta know what they're doing if they're gonna drop into something like that.
You gotta know.
But we get to the dam, and you put in below the dam. But here's the thing, you got to carry the raft down this long ramp. Now think about this. I got 2 kids, me, Candace, and the guide. And these rafts are not the lightest things to pick up and move around.
They got some weight to them.
And we're not parked close to the ramp. Like we're parked over by the bathroom area.
Oh man, you got a haul.
And so
how many times y'all stop?
I'm proud of Gavin, man. We went all the way down until we had to stop.
You and Gavin in the front.
I had to regrip once.
Yeah.
But I was like, this, we were joking around. This is the most workout you'll get the whole time. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. That's the real truth.
So we get down there, and as they put the rafts in, if you look where you're going, it's like, okay,
Grumpy's is
like
right
Grumpy's
there.
right in front of me. Like, what do I got to do? Because it's like right there. You don't have like
it's
time.
It's go time.
It's go time right when you get in.
Boom! You better know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So the guides, what they'll do is they'll hold the back end of the raft and they'll get everybody in, and they'll before we even do that, he teaches us like the calls, how to paddle, what calls mean, and just paying attention and understanding, like for us, like, okay, how we need to navigate the rapids, because he's trying to get to know the people in his raft, so he knows what he's got to do.
Right.
So you get in and they tell you, like, give me one, give me two. Like, so one is just paddle one time, two, paddle two times. And you start doing it. And as you're doing it, he hops in the raft and you're going. Like, you're just moving. Yeah. And Grumpy is and this is like class 3, almost 4, depending.
Yeah.
Right off the jump.
Right off the jump, man. Welcome to the Ocoee.
And it's like, once you hit it, I mean, you just get dunked, man. You get dunked. And then I look over at Gavin's face, and it's like complete joy. Like, oh yeah, this is fun. Like, this isn't tubing, this is fun. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just the whole time we're going down, just making sure he understands that you got to pay attention, you got to paddle, because if you don't, and we don't hit the thing right,
that's what makes you get ejected.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was a couple times, like, Gavin took the brunt of it. Because, like,
he's on the right side.
He's on the right side.
Front right.
And he gets, there was one point, I think it was at Diamond Splitter. Yeah, it was at Diamond Splitter. So we didn't take the right angle getting into this. And there's a thing called the Witch's Hole. So it's like a surf spot. Well, we come in and you're basically going in between two boulders, but you have to hit it the right way. And we didn't take the right route. And we didn't know this at the time, but I knew something was a little off, because we got a little bump at the tail end of so when we came into the rapid, the back end of the raft hit the boulder and slingshotted back. And I'm going like, man, I hope our guide is still with us.
I hope he's still with us.
And we get down, and he's still in the raft. But when we get to the point where we can, like, jump in the water and kind of chill out for about 8 minutes, he's like, yeah, I didn't want to tell you guys this, but he about lost me on that one.
That's how they do you.
And I would have been like, oh, crap, like, he's out of the raft. Like, somebody's got to guide this thing down these things. I'm like, okay.
It's you, man. What would you have done?
Oh, yeah, I would have done that. And then I would have... In that moment, you got to get it through the rapid for sure, and then figure out where he's at. If he's on the raft, like, get him back in the raft as fast as you can. Yeah, But it was fun.
How's Mackenzie handling it?
If I could illustrate Mackenzie's, it really surprised me and Candace. It really did, because we thought she would have been a little anxious about it, just because of how big it was. Yeah. Like, when I said, like, she enjoyed it. Both of them enjoyed it.
That's good.
They're like, we got to do this again. Like, it was way better than
way better.
Like, we've got to do this again. And the way Mackenzie was sitting the whole time, I was like, how did she not fall out of the raft? She was like, dude, the only thing I can picture is doing a yoga pose on the raft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like crisscross. You know how you got to put your foot in the gunnel area or right underneath to lock yourself in? Yeah. Well, she was sitting crisscross applesauce.
Her foot wasn't in?
Her foot wasn't in at all. But she paid attention when he said lean in, for sure.
Lean in?
Or get down.
Get down.
There was one, the double suck. Yeah. Oh, man. That was fun. Because when you see it, it just looks enormous. Yeah. And then you got double trouble. And Gavin was like, why is it double trouble? Why do they call it double trouble? And I told him, because you get dunked twice. And so you hit it first. The first dunk, you're like, oh, okay. But then you don't realize you got the second one coming and you get dunked. Yeah. And then you pop up out of it. It was fun. Like, being in the front of the raft is fun.
Anybody ride the bull?
I thought about it. I thought about it, man. I was like, because they had the rope on the front,
ride the
and
bull.
I was gonna ask the guy, but I think the point we were at table saw at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if some people may ride it table saw, but I think it's the one just before it.
Yeah.
That you do it where it's not as crazy. It's more about because the one that I did, it might have been table saw. He had us do 360s. This guy, he had us do a 360 with the raft all the way down.
Yeah.
And he did a handstand the whole time down this rapid. I was like, this guy's crazy. Yeah. But table saw is even fun. Yeah. You know, it looks like a saw blade. Yeah. And you hit it like 5 times going down this thing.
It's churning, man.
And it's just being able to have that experience with the kids, like, even though, like, you've done things, maybe you've done it multiple times, but being able to experience it with people that haven't done it before, it's priceless, man. Like, it's a different experience every time. Yeah. You know, it really is. Even with the guides, like, if you have a different guide, it's different every time.
It's different, man.
And depending on, I guess, your level of just knowing what to do. Yeah. Some guides are able to, like, adjust things and make it even funner because they understand, like, okay, we can handle this. Yeah. You may not be able to handle this. We can handle this. And that, I think that's what our guide was able to do for us. He knew what level, you know, experience he had in the raft. So he knew what they could handle, what they couldn't handle. Yeah. So it was priceless. And then we get down to I kept telling Gavin, is like, yeah, we got to go through like the Hell's Hole, and it's like it's pretty brutal. Like, and I kept telling him, like, yeah, you got to go through like a tunnel, and it's really just a bridge. Yeah. And they were like taking like really, like, are we gonna get to do it? Are we gonna get to do this? I was like, yeah, we're gonna do it. Like, that's the very end of the.
Yeah, we're doing it.
And it was priceless for sure. And then the best part was, for me, was like, we get halfway down, and Gavin looks at me. He's like, Braxton, I want to do more of this with you. So I'm like, that's just, that's awesome. You've got it. Because we didn't know how the kids were going to take it. Yeah. We didn't know if they could handle it being like that. Because it's a serious thing, but you can have so much fun with it. If you're in the right mindset. So, and that's
Candace
what we did,
felt
man.
good.
Yeah, it was so funny though. Candace, I don't know how she didn't fall out of the raft.
Oh,
she was moving around so much.
What do you mean?
Like, so on some of the drops, he hits it sideways. Yeah. Well, when he hits it, like, Candace she's on the ledge of it, right? Yeah. So I don't know if she's not leaned in all the way, but man, she got ejected. Oh no! There was one time.
There's pictures of this?
Well, no, they only did one picture at the not the slingshot. It's one where you come around the bend and you just hit this huge rapid.
That's the one above table.
And you're looking like vertical, like up. And then you come down and he takes the pictures. It was fun. Yeah. And I told Gavin, like, make sure you watch the guy when he come around the corner and smile at him. Yeah. But there was some, man. We hit it might have been the slingshot. But we come around the corner and my end drops down first. And it hits. And all I see is Candace coming at me. And I'm like digging my feet into the bottom of the raft and getting as low as I can to brace myself because I thought I was about to get knocked out of the raft.
Yeah.
And she like grabs my shoulder and she hangs on, man. And then Gavin, poor Gavin, is like, because we're like in the raft.
Yeah, you're in there.
And Gavin's like,
He doesn't have
like
room-
sandwiched.
room, yeah.
He's like sandwiched.
In between you and the thwart of the raft.
So we were like, man, Gavin's getting, it was so funny because at the end, we looked at Gavin and like Candace had some like, I guess concealer or something on, and his whole shoulder was like, man, hey, concealer.
Face plant.
But it was so fun though. It was so fun, and we told her sister, and that was like, yeah, when y'all book it again, we're definitely doing it.
That's good. Are they gonna do it soon?
I don't know. Because I don't even know. I need to know if Hayden has been rafting before. If he hasn't, he's got to do it. Yeah. It's like once you start rafting.
Oh, you want to raft them all, man.
Yeah. You want to raft them all.
You're like, oh man, what river we're going to this weekend? It's a real thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's priceless, man. Being able to experience new things with people who haven't done things before. You can't beat it, for sure.
So you say that was the takeaway?
Yeah, for me it was like, when you say you've done it before, it's like, no, I've done it before.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do something else.
Yeah.
But it's like when it's with people who've never done it, like it refreshes you in a way, and it's like it's a brand new experience.
Yeah. Invite somebody that hasn't done it before.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Like, if you've done it before, that's great. And it's like just being able to expose people to it. Like, if you had a great, amazing time doing it, share that experience with people.
Yeah.
Like, take them on that journey, because it may spark something in them that
Right.
they never even knew existed until they got to do it. I mean, that was like with you taking me rafting for the first time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't no kiddie pool rapid. Like, you threw me to the wolves, man. But that was probably, that would be number one. The first rafting trip, just because of the experience, like because I was telling Gavin about, like, oh yeah, they got all days.
All days, bud.
Like, we can do the whole thing all day. He's like, really? They get out and you swim, you hang out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you gotta throw you to the wolves if you plan on taking other people.
You have to,
and
man.
Exposing other people.
Yeah.
Cause now you're the go-to now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
People
you got to be
looking to you now.
You have to be comfortable with it. Because if you're comfortable with it, people, they feel more secure.
Yeah, they rely on your strength.
Like, if I went out there and was like, oh, we're doing the Miloco, and I was freaking out, everybody else would be freaking out.
We're doing a meal.
I said, like, I wish I could
have just been a spectator.
Yeah.
When y'all walked down that ramp.
It was, because I remember the first time I did it, and we get down there, and I don't think I've ever been on a rafting trip where it's like, boom, hit it and go.
Hit it and go.
Class 3, right off the bat.
Right off the bat, man.
But yeah, it was fun, man.
Grumpy.
Enjoyed it. Grumpy.
That's good, man. Well, thank you for sharing that, man.
Not a problem, man.
Middle Ocoee.
Middle Ocoee.
Y'all get y'all rafting game up if y'all haven't experienced rafting.
Get it ready. Ocoee's like in the top 10 in the country.
Yeah.
On rafting. I mean, it was in the Olympics, or the upper was.
Yeah.
So, definitely.
People don't think there's real rafting in the Southeast.
Yeah.
There's real rafting
in
the Southeast. But
That's for real.
Well, all right.
But have fun, man.
Till next time.
This is your co-host here, Braxton Matson, and Lee and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we did making it, but we couldn't do it without you. So please hit that like button, leave us a rating, leave us a review. Let us know what topic or subject that you would like us to talk about in your journey from mediocre to magnificent. But most of all, share it. Be the ripple effect of magnificence, and know that you are magnificent in everything you do. Till next time.